Are we on? Okay. So today we are going to read the story of Yossi and Leibel hot on the trail. So last week, what story did we read?
Um,
Labels for Leibel.
Yeah.
We read about Yossi and Leibel already and about how they like to share, right? And today we're going to learn a different thing that they like to do. We're going to do Yossi and Leibel hot on the trail. Okay, you ready? You're going to be my page turner today.
Yeah.
Maisha's going to turn the pages. Okay, turn the page. Yossi and Leibel hot on the trail. It was scorching and dry on that long summer day, too hot to ride bikes and too hot to play. Not a cloud in the sky, not a breeze in the air, so Leibel and Yossi just lounged on a chair. They sat back to back drinking cold lemonade and sucking the ice on the porch in the shade. But as the boys' eyelids drooped over their eyes, came the sound of small sniffles and sad little cries. Can you turn the page for me? Yossi blinked, rubbed his eyes, and sat up in his chair. What's the matter? He called out. What's wrong over there? A small girl in tears stood behind their front bush. Her little doll carriage was too broken to push. Come on, Yossi shouted to his older brother. Let's fix it and send the girl home to her mother. Can you turn the page? You're kidding, said Leibel. It's much, much too hot. Why should I leave my chair and my nice shady spot? I need ice and cold drinks, and I simply can't budge. Then Yossi's sharp elbow gave Leibel a nudge. You know there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who, with any size problem or any request. This will just take a minute and then you can rest. Well, okay, agreed Leibel, but after a minute, it's back to my chair and I'm sitting down in it. Can you turn the page? The poor little carriage was tipped on its side. One wheel was off and it just wouldn't ride. The boys looked around beside and behind it, but one screw was missing and they couldn't find it. Yossi said to the little girl, wait right here, please do, while my brother and I go to buy a new screw. Now hold on, said Leibel. You can't go alone. Our parents won't let you, and I'm staying home. No, you're not, answered Yossi. We'll see this thing through. Because there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who. And Yossi set off in a rush down the street with Leibel behind him, dragging his feet. Turn the page. The big hardware store was empty that day. The boys found the screw and went over to pay. When the store owner said, boys, that screw is for free if you'll just find the time to do something for me. Today I left home in this terrible heat, forgetting my lunchbox, and now I can't eat. Would you please go next door to the kosher bakery and buy some brown bread and 3 muffins for me? Yossi said, we can go if my brother wants to. Oh, great, muttered Leibel. What else can I do when I know there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who? So they set off at once to the bakery shop with the screw in a bag and the money on top. The bakery felt like an oven inside. Though the doors and the windows were all open wide, the baker could barely stand up on his feet or take a deep breath in the stifling heat. Yossi bought the food and then asked the poor man, excuse me, Mr. Baker, don't you have a fan? Well, I did, wheezed the baker, but now it won't run, and my old friend the butcher said he'd give me one, but at this busy time I just can't leave my store. As he wiped his face his red face and he stared at the floor. To the page. Yossi and Leibel just looked at each other. Then Leibel grinned down at his little brother. Don't say it, Yossi. I know what we'll do. Because there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who. We'll bring back that fan in a minute or two. So Leibel and Yossi set off with the screw and the loaf of brown bread and the 3 muffins too. Before long they came to the right butcher's store, and a blast of cold air greeted them at the door. From the back of the store came a screech and a scream. But where was the butcher? Nowhere to be seen. Just 2 children covered from faces to feet with splatters of goo and chunks of red meat. In the beach. Sorry, boys, said the butcher, but my wife's away and I'm watching my 2-year-old twins for the day. They have nothing to play with, no puzzle or ball, so I can't get any work done here at all. Well, sir, began Leibel, we came for a fan, but we'd both like to help you out if we can, just because there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who. Come sit down, Zeus. We'll go to the toy store and look for some toys. Something that's fun for your little twin boys. And off went those 2 with a mitzvah to do, holding fan, brown bread, muffins, and 1 little screw. At the toy counter, they asked for a box of crayons, 2 puzzles, a ball, and some blocks. The lady said, those things are on the 3rd shelf. I'm afraid that today you must get them yourself. My shoelaces tore and I've nothing to use in place of the laces to tie up my shoes. Leibel paid for the toys and then said, never fear, I know of a shoe store that's right around here. We'll run there and get you a new pair of laces. The lady smiled down at their hot, tired faces. Don't you boys have anything else you must do? That's okay, answered Yossi. We want to help you, just because there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who. So Yossi and Leibel were soon on their way, with the size of the laces, some money to pay, the crayons, 2 puzzles, some blocks, and a ball, the fan, loaf of bread, muffins, small screw, and all. Turn the page. They came to the shoe store and picked the right pack of laces for ladies' shoes right off the rack. As they paid him, the shoemaker asked with a frown, have you boys been walking all through the town? Perhaps you have seen my granddaughter near here. She's been gone for an hour and I really fear that she's lost or she's hurt and I really can't wait. I'm going to search before it gets late. Leibel was worried and Yossi was too. What does she look like? We'll find her for you, because there's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who. Well, said the shoemaker, she's really quite small and she's pushing a toy carriage with her best doll. Oops. 2. The boys began laughing, till tears filled their eyes, and the shoemaker stared at them both in surprise. Leibel said, Mr. Shoemaker, please don't worry. We'll bring your granddaughter back in a hurry. We know where she is and just why she is late. I'm afraid it's our fault for making her wait. So Yossi and Leibel started to run, up again, back again, in the hot sun, in again, out again, right through each door, dashing about again into each store. Turn the page. Shoelaces for the ones selling the toys, toys for the butchers, 2 little boys, fan for the baker to cool off the heat, bread for the hardware store owner to eat. Then they ran home with that 1 little screw and fixed up the doll carriage as good as new. They told the girl, Grandfather's waiting for you. We'll walk you right to him. That's just what we'll do, because There's a mitzvah to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who. Look what happened. When the boys came back home, they found warm lemonade. Oh, the ice cubes had melted. There was no more shade. The chairs were all sticky and hot from the sun. Then their mother came out and looked at each one. "Oh, boys," she said, "you seem so tired and hot. I think I can fix that. Just look what I've got." Their mother unrolled the long garden hose and sprinkled them both on the grass in their clothes. That look like fun? Vintage? Soon their father drove up and said, "What a hot day! Look what I brought home for you on my way. 2 ice cream cones filled with 4 flavors each. Chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, and peach." Yummy. Can I have one? Then Leibel said, "Yossi, I see it is true that sometimes someone will be sure to help you if you do your best to help every Jew, no matter what and no matter who." So what do we need to do? We need to help every Jew. We need to help everybody. We need to do a mitzvah to help people when they need our help, right? Okay, and now what are we going to do?
Go to bed.
Go to bed. First, we're going to do what? Yeah, our bedtime song. So, you ready? We're going to sing. Everybody's going to help me. Moshi and Diddles. Ready? Twinkle, twinkle, kochavim, shining in the shamayim. If you say Shema today, everything will be okay. If you say Shema tonight, everything will be all right. Now you need this hand so we can say Shema. Everybody cover your eyes. Ready? Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta es Adonai Lecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'edecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi b'tzalecha hayom levavecha v'shimantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'reisecha v'echtecha v'derech v'shachlecha v'kumecha v'kshatam me'aisar yadecha v'hayilet etachos b'neinecha v'chesavtam ha'mezuzos b'eisecha u'visharecha. Hope you enjoyed this story. We'll see you next week where we're going to read another story about Yossi and Leibel. Good night. Good night.